What is the title of your life story book? What do you think would be the worst death imaginable? What is not worth the money? Working at Amazon. Ugh. We're reaching the point where pretty much everything is not worth the money being asked currently. Cable TV. Such a waste having to pay for hundreds of useless channels you'll never ever watch. Instead, pay $5 to $15 10 times for every streaming service. LOL. I don't mind cable because you have access to pretty much everything. The only issue with cable is that it's still time slotted. You can't choose what you want to watch. We've been given the luxury with streaming of choosing what we want when we want it. Life. I personally want a full refund. You and me both, bud. Reddit Premium. Redditors will give it to you for free if you entertain them enough. One well-timed comment or story and you're set for 2 weeks. Or don't use Reddit. Designer clothing, especially the ones that make you a walking advertisement. The weirdest thing is that kids want them. They're like,
oh, mommy, I want the Supreme shoes. Give me the Supreme.
Sweetie, they're $600.
I don't care. I want them right now.
What conspiracy theory do you believe is 100% true? That there are people rich enough to disappear. There must be some billionaires we've never heard of. Oh yeah, there are tons of billionaires that we don't know about, and thank God, because if I have to hear one more billionaire's opinions, that 95% of social media comments on news stories, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, are made by bots. Every account on Reddit is a bot except you. Social media algorithms are designed to enrage you and keep you unhappy. With the amount of trash I see within the first minute of opening Twitter, yeah, probably. That laundry detergent companies suggest using more detergent per load than necessary in order to force people into buying more often. I just use the same amount every time. What are you listening to the bottle? Jesse's girl and Stacy's mom are the same person. This subreddit is created by feds in order to gather data for specific questions. That Epstein was murdered to keep the world's elite secrets from being outed. I'm not gonna say I believe in that one, but to discredit conspiracy theorists and portray them as irrational, governments propagate bizarre conspiracy ideas. In this manner, when someone genuinely uncovers a conspiracy, everyone would just say, oh, it's one of those crazy men. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Alex Jones does. What is the least sexual thing you can think of? 4 paving slabs in a 2x2 pattern. Stop it. Struggling to connect my printer to the living room Wi-Fi. Oh no, that gets me rock hard. I don't know, algebra? Surely there is something I can do to raise my grade. Someone nude in a crouched position struggling to open a jar of pickles. There's good naked and there's bad naked. Am I gonna have to put bars on my windows because you guys need to stop spying on me? Asexuals, you're not wrong. I was getting hard during a massage and to try to control it, I thought about when I killed a chicken with an axe. I'm thinking of a good cock joke. Oh, hold on. 1 single grain of sand. You underestimate people's imaginations. Eating razor blades. Again, you underestimate people's imaginations. This one I don't like. Non-Americans of Reddit. What is an American thing you have always wanted to try? One of the hot dogs from those little street cart things. Just be careful of the roach ratio. Deep fried foods at a state fair. I'm from Scotland and we love to deep fry everything, and I want to know if it's just as good or better. Corn dogs. I don't understand what it is, but I want to try it. Corn dogs are awesome. It's a wiener on a stick covered in cornbread. Come on. Biscuits and gravy. So badly. There are some really nice biscuits and gravy. Chicken and waffles. Not a big fan of sweet and I guess savory for chicken, so Apple pie made by white-haired grandma. Placed near window. Unfortunately, that is a myth. We don't have grandmas just making pies all the time. It's truly the downfall of the country. Single pickle in a bag. Spicy or you're doing it wrong. I don't like pickles in general, so when I see those at the grocery store or whatever, I'm American chocolate. People on it constantly, but I somehow don't buy it. Also, pulled pork sandwich. The chocolate thing is peak Reddit. Most of us view it as an inexpensive, decent chocolate. Nothing great, but certainly not deserving of hate. Okay, but you do need to get you a good pulled pork sandwich that it's like, oh, primo sandwich. What are your best yo mama jokes you've got? Your mama's so fat. Her memory foam mattress wish it could forget it. All right, no more impressions. That was bad. The earth was flat until they buried Yo Mama. Yo Mama's so ugly, her portraits hang themselves. Oh, damn. Ow. That was mean. Yo Mama's so ugly, criminals break into her house just to close the curtains.
Yo Mama's so fat, I took a picture of her last year and it's still printing.
South Park.
Yo Mama's so poor, she can't even pay attention.
Okay, that one is still good. I can't say jokes about Yo Mama. In my religion, cows are sacred. What do you genuinely not understand? A lot is my answer. Squatters' rights. They confuse the hell out of me. Right? So you're telling me I can get evicted/foreclosed for missing some payments, but you can't get rid of squatters who declare a house theirs? I should just become a squatter then. Why people can't use a public restroom without literally shitting all over the fucking toilet. 99.9% of people will be totally hygienic, but it only takes one miscreant to render that joint uninhabitable. Every time my grandmother sees me, I seem to grow taller and more attractive. You should visit her every day. Eventually, you will be the world's most attractive giant. How a single needle can run through the grooves on a record and produce a fully layered and separated sound. I mean, I get how it works in theory, but like, how the f does it work? The order of emails in a Gmail thread. As someone who never took to Twitter, I feel the same anytime someone posts screenshots to Twitter discussions. Who is replying to who? Computers. Electrical signals allow what amounts to a bunch of glorified rocks to have rudimentary thought? It drives me insane. All right, calm down. No need to be so mad. Cameras. I've been explained and seen explanations 100 times. It's still magic to me. Or speakers for that matter. It's crazy how just a few wires connected to a speaker can create sound, and that a speaker can be used as a microphone and vice versa. What is something that you secretly judge people for? When they listen to their shitty music without headphones in public spaces. All right, calm down, ruining the fun, but also don't do that. How much sound they make when they eat. I have learned from my family of loud eaters what I hate in people eating, like people who breathe really heavily or when you can hear everything that's going on in their mouth when they eat. Ironic, but if they verbally judge people, so many people in my family who I love so much say such stupid shit. We'll be sitting in a restaurant and they'll say, "She's weird. I don't like her. She looks weird." And I'm just like, why the f do you care? Just shut the hell up. It's annoying and I try to get them to elaborate to make them realize that they're being annoying, but it doesn't always work. I like to ask, why does it bother you though? Same thing with a tasteless joke. I don't understand. Can you please explain so I can laugh too? I really like making rude people uncomfortable. The way they judge others. To me, it says a lot about how comfortable I can be around them. Hey, are you judging me for judging them? Fine. Then I'm judging you for judging me for judging them. People who litter, they are trashy people. It really isn't hard. Just like put the trash in your pocket or in your purse and wait till you find a trash can. Not hard. I work customer service for a food delivery company. I judge your food orders. If it's weird, my coworker and I will judge you together. Standing and talking in a busy doorway. Yeah, like get out of the way. I got places to be. Bumper stickers. Any stickers on the back of your car. As the quantity increases, so does my judgment on you. What needs to make a comeback? Happy color options for electronics. Remember all the Game Boy Color options there were? Good times. Making a high quality product a priority over generating a quick profit. Unfortunately, we are in the stage of capitalism where quality means nothing anymore. Colorful cars. With a few exceptions, about 95% of cars are either white or gray or maybe black. Sure, that's a few reds or maybe a blue, but nothing like it used to be. Just a big sea of monochrome cars out there. Unfortunately, if you want to get a car the color that you want, you need to be like really rich. Men's hats. This is what I thought of immediately. I love old movies with hats like fedoras, but not in a neckbeardy kind of way. Positive applications of the word radical. Why did we let radical become political? Why can't it just be totally tubular and radical, bro? Without telling us the title, what is your favorite video game? Tennis, bowling, and broken TVs. We frickin' sports. I was a beast at tennis. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. The Legend of Zelda. She's barely in it. No, Zelda's the main character. Hey, listen. Ocarina of Time. Selling bugs and fish to pay off hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to a capitalist raccoon. Just don't walk around with your net equipped after 7 p.m. I don't want to be that guy, but he is a tanuki. Animal Crossing? What kind of name is soap? COD 4, Modern Warfare. COD 4, my childhood. Must be Pokemon Emerald. Exclamation point. Metal Gear Solid. I literally heard this. I would would love to vocalize that sound for you, but I can't. Mouths don't work that way. A blue space princess, weird gravity, and a slightly fat Italian. Super Mario Galaxy. Video game version of compactly packing your groceries or suitcase. Tetris? Men of Reddit, what is your favorite flower? Orchids. But man, are they a bitch to keep alive. Lilacs are pretty, and they smell so good. My nose is practically dead, so the strong smell is one of the few I can actually appreciate. Dude, sunflowers are dope. They always face toward the sun. If they can't see the sun, they find another sunflower, and if that isn't some bro, you can just sit the down. Snapdragons. Yep, they're like toys and good for pollinators. I thought those were like fake things in Coraline. Am I crazy? I like peonies and dahlias. A man of taste. They're both gorgeous. How do you pronounce peonies? Peonies. Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed. It's just pea. Hibiscus. And they're delicious as tea. Ah, that's the emoji sound. Daffodils. They came up every year in my grandmother's yard as a kid. They were everywhere. It was awesome. Artichoke, because I can eat. Technically, you can eat most flowers, but also double check that they're not poisonous. What's a good movie that does not have a happy ending? 7. No one wants goop in a box. The Green Mile. Once again, I still haven't watched it. I should probably do that soon. Law-abiding citizen. I wanted that corrupt system burnt down because it would have been biblical. American History X. That movie is so hard to watch, but it is definitely like a requirement, I think. Whiplash. Andrew will eventually follow the dark path many talented yet troubled musicians take. Once Andrew is gone, Fletcher will have to start the process of developing the next Charlie Parker all over again, knowing the end result is the same. The audience barely wins in the sense that we get to see Andrew live up to his dreams, but at the cost of his humanity. The interesting thing is that to some people, it looks like a happy ending. Requiem for a Dream. I still need to watch this one too. I hear it's a real hard hitter too. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Ugh, that movie. It hurts real bad. My mom rarely remembers names of English movies, but the mere mention of that title makes her upset. That is an awful movie. I'm guessing they mean awful in the sense of theme and plot rather than like a technical standpoint. What was the dumbest fad you participated in? I'm a guy, and when Dawson's Creek came out, I got my tips frosted like Pacey. I have to admit, I did this too. As a teenager and young adult, I used to be an edgy far-right bigot. It's funny looking back on that period of my life now that I'm a trans woman. Okay, character development. Love to see it. I carried around a yo-yo, wore puka shells, and bleached my hair in middle school. Cinnamon challenge with some friends. God, I remember doing that. I did it at school for some reason, and then cinnamon was banned at our school. It was a mess. I had a mullet in the late 80s as a 4th grader. I was neither a businessman nor a partier. Your stereotypical flannel-wearing outcast right here. Oh God, that was me too. Oh no. Planking. Okay, but planking was kinda cool, right? Or am I just stupid? Tramp stamp. What did you get? Black and red nautical star. A true classic. What is always worth the money? Decent toilet paper, professional movers, air conditioning. Alright, air conditioning is the absolute priority on that list. The rule of thumb from someone who is far too cheap: if it comes between you and gravity, buy the good stuff. Mattresses, shoes, chairs, tires, couches. Good food. Okay, but from where? You don't know where the good food is. Upgrading from a regular baked potato to a loaded baked potato. Oh, now I'm hungry. Can't say this enough. A properly supportive office/desk chair. Worth every penny. Direct flights. I haven't flown too much, but I feel like a stop or two wouldn't be horrible unless it was like adding 7 hours to my trip. What's the weirdest scientific fact you know that you think not many people know? The acids in your stomach denature proteins, which is the same thing that heat does to eggs when you cook them. So if you eat a dozen raw eggs, you will vomit scrambled eggs. Ew, gross. Female ferrets die during heat if they don't mate. Oh God, that's unfortunate. We live closer to the time of T-Rex than they lived to Stegosaurus. Wait, they weren't around at the same time? Did Jurassic Park lie to me? Or did I not pay attention to the movie? The placenta is the only organ not native to the body that doesn't get rejected without immunosuppressant drugs and science scientists are studying it extensively to find out why this is to help organ transplant recipients not suffer organ rejection. Oh, interesting. Stars are extremely loud. You just can't hear them because sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. I don't know if this counts as scientific, but the birthday paradox always gets me. If you're in a room with only 23 people, there is at least a 50% chance that one of them shares a birthday with you. Edit, it's 50% chance that 2 people share a birthday, not necessarily you. White holes are theoretical cosmic regions that function in the opposite way to black holes. Just as nothing can escape a black hole, nothing can enter a white hole. What happens if a black hole meets a white hole? The universe takes a screenshot. Aw, that's what they used to call me back at the frat. I will not elaborate. Bees can learn new skills simply by watching other members of the hive perform the task. There was an experiment where some bees were initially taught how to pull a string out from under a clear cover. At the end of the string was some nectar. A new, untrained bee was added to the room and isolated. After letting it watch the others perform this task, the other bees were removed. The untrained one was released from its box and was able to do the same task. Yay for Curiosity Stream. What will make you instantly stop watching a movie or show, and why? Power goes out? You sound like middle management material. Lazy, cheap humor. And I mean lazy meaning predictable setups and juvenile punchlines. I watched the first few minutes of the first episode of Two Broke Girls. It felt like it was written by 2 14-year-old boys. I wanted to muddle through because of Kat Dennings, but no, couldn't do it. Same for the one episode of 2.5 Men. Good God, both the writing and the performances were phoned in. James Corden, Tim Wonnacott, Pierce Morgan. A veritable trinity of twattishness. Yes to all of that. Yeah, James Corden is like a jump scare to me. Excessive crying, poor CGI, excessive cringe humor. Oh, and Jared Leto. Let's not forget him. Jared Leto is cringe incarnate. In excess of random explosions. I effing hate Michael Bay's movies. There's a point where I don't effing understand what TF is going on and end up with a headache. Don't let Zach hear you. He loves Transformers. A shit ton of sex scenes. Or a sex ton of shit scenes. Ought a ton of shit sex scenes. Or not one shot of a sack scone. What is happening? Miles Teller or Jerry O'Connell appear on screen. Whiplash was excellent. I don't understand the current hype over Miles Teller. He's a weird looking dude, yet put a mustache on him and everyone loses their minds. I think he's a good actor. I don't know why people think he's so sexy and hot because of a mustache, but okay. What was your favorite toy as a child? Lego, no question. Bakugan. I never understood those things and I really thought they were cool, but I never understood them, so I used to play with a dinosaur skeleton. I would make other dinosaurs using clay and pretend that the skeleton was killing and eating them. Still have it, and it sits on my desk. Evel Knievel stunt cycle. Jumped it down some stairs the first day and broke it. My stuffed animal, which was Nala from The Lion King. I still have it, and I'm 33 now. Aw, that's kinda cute and sweet. Bionicle Lego sets. I forgot that Bionicle was technically Lego. I can't believe that. Which movie, when it was over, made you think, what the f*** just happened? Or, what the f*** did I just see? Sausage Party. Like, what the f***? I'm so glad I saw that for free because a friend worked at the theater. I would not pay money for that. Midsommar. My friends didn't tell me what it was, so when I went and it was scary, I was like, why? David Lynch films. Uncanny, feels like a dream. Makes no sense, but makes a ton of sense at the same time. Neil Breen films. Tries so hard to be David Lynch, but fails. Might be satirical for how bad they are, but aren't according to interviews. Hilariously bad. Everything. Gone Girl. I will never forget watching that in theaters, and my wife, girlfriend of 2 years at the time, drove home in virtual silence. When we got home, we took our dog for a walk together, and about halfway through walking around the block, my wife said something along the lines of, "What the f***? What a f***ed up movie! You're not planning to do that to me, are you?" I said, "Absolutely not. You're not planning to do that to me, are you?" We had a good, awkward laugh together. Such a strange movie that neither of us were expecting going into seeing it. Tenet. Alright, I'm gonna be a hater. I think the idea of the movie and how it looked was all really cool, but the story is non-existent. There's nothing. It was just to make cool backward stuff. Everything everywhere all at once. God, it is so good though. Like, you gotta Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson. This movie was just not good. I think they really just wanted cool visuals and they're like, yeah, this works. What's the dumbest reason you got in trouble at school? I think I flicked paper off a desk and my teacher lost his mind and sent me to detention. Guy in my class is literally poking my butt with a pencil. I turn around and punch him and I get suspended? Got shouted at by a teacher for kicking a scrunched up piece of paper down the corridor I was walking down, and I didn't even realize the paper was there in the first place. Had a red mark put in my school planner for it, all because some other student had littered. I am not in my senior class photo because I dressed as Where's Waldo. Or are you? And you just haven't found yourself yet. My teacher wouldn't let us use the restroom after past misconduct. I pulled out an empty sandwich bag from my backpack and did my best to pee into it without being seen. I was seen. That is the worst, ultimatum there. Just pee your pants. In protest. I used to have my laptop monitor at 45 degrees all the time. I would be seated oddly trying to see my laptop screen at 45 degrees. Eventually, a teacher asked me what I was hiding, and I put up my screen. She saw that I was working on my assignment and walked away. I've always had this fear that people were judging my writing during essay writing time or journal time. In retrospect, I can see how having my laptop screen at 45 degrees all the time seems suspicious, and I feel embarrassed they probably thought I was watching or something. Chewing gum. The principal put a padlock on my locker and made me carry all of my books from class to class in a milk crate for a week. This was 8th grade, so I had 7 different classes in a 3-story building. Which basic skills are you really bad at? Building and maintaining relationships. You and me both, buddy. I have zero sense of direction. It's hereditary. My dad and brother are the same. Most people I know seem to have some basic sense of cardinal directions and reference the world around them as such. Oh, so-and-so is east of here, etc. Makes no sense to my head. I get lost all the time. GPS is one of the greatest gifts of all time. I don't get lost nearly as often these days. Handwriting. Everybody's got weird squiggles. Who cares? Drinking water. Sometimes it goes down the wrong tube. Your body is actively trying to kill you. Jeez. Telling my left from my right. I get them from in casual conversation constantly, to the extent that people have stopped even commenting on it and just assume I mean left when I say right. Socializing. Yeah, join the club. What's your favorite reply to how are you? You know when you're sitting on a chair and you lean back so you're just on 2 legs and you lean too far so you almost fall over, but at the last second you catch yourself? I feel like that all the time. What a horrible way to live. How indeed. Then you proceed to stare into the sky, wondering how you came to be. Not dead yet. Still drawing breath is my go-to. For every American working blue collar, we say, living the dream. I had a guy tell me, I feel like I've been eaten by a coyote and shit off a cliff. How are you? I didn't have a snappy comeback. Yeah, my God, that sounded rehearsed. It's funny. I find myself saying, not too bad all the time, which is odd because basically what I'm saying is that I'm feeling pretty bad, but not too bad. People just take it as I'm doing pretty well and move along. What tastes good both warm and cold? Revenge. Tea. Oh yeah, because there's bubble tea, which is normally cold, and then there's hot chamomile tea. Pizza. It's gotta be pizza. I like cold pizza. Do I prefer it? No. Do I eat it? Yeah. Revenge. See, they know what they're talking about. Pop-Tarts. Apparently I'm a heathen for eating them non-toasted, but I won't have them any other way. Toasted Pop-Tarts are pretty good though, I will say. Chocolate. Well, hot chocolate is only a drink, so there's only one example of hot chocolate really. Coffee. I'm not the biggest fan of cold brew, but I understand the appeal. You don't want to burn your mouth in the morning. The souls of the damned. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
These nuts.
All right. Detention with you, Taco Pops. You can now teleport. What is the quickest way to get rich without breaking any laws? Insta Uber. Put those other fools out of business. You want to be 3,000 miles away and want to be there right now? $10 per mile and I'll get you there. Better still, Uber Eats. Get dishes delivered from all over the world and rake in the tips. Ooh, that's actually kind of a good idea. Selling items you just bought in expansive countries such as Norway. Technically, this would count as smuggling since you're not going through customs. Become a magician. The Prestige. Except you're not doing the thing that they did in the Prestige. Offer to help major banks move gold around from the inside of one vault to the inside of another. No armored cars and security teams needed. They will offer me a huge salary for the rest of my life. Partly to move gold around when they ask me to, but mostly to keep an eye on me to make sure that I don't move gold around when they don't ask me to. I think the issue there is that the government would get involved and they'd find out about your teleporting and want to study you? Now is my time to shine. I have laid in bed thinking about this exact situation more nights than I can count. I start a space elevator business. I put on a lightweight spacesuit and jump to a point in orbit hundreds of times per day, carrying 100 pounds of materials and spacewalk putting together the station, then eventually cables that form the elevator. I retire after about a year's worth of work as a billionaire. 10 to 20,000 pounds of material placed in geostationary orbit for zero fuel cost or turnaround cost. Damn, I guess you really did put some thought into that. Jeez. What's the worst pain you've ever experienced? Hiccup with several broken ribs. Oh, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. Breaking my femur in half. Did you do it on purpose? Was getting a cavity filled and the dentist injected the numbing agent right into a nerve. It was quick, but so intense my vision went white. Was instantly numb though, so that was nice. Mine wasn't nearly as terrible as others, but I recently, over a year ago, had a crown put on my tooth. They quite literally shave your tooth down to the root/nerve on either side and then make you sit there while they get their tools and materials ready. An exposed nerve is hell because everything is both too hot and too cold, like breathing in on a cold day and then drinking a cup of coffee that is too hot at the same time. It was the first time that I let a few tears drain in a medical setting, and it's completely f***ed up my bite too. Kidney stone. I would rather just get full-on kicked in the balls than go through that again. Probably when I fractured my skull. I was hit by a 40-mile-per-hour car when I was 11. The pain was out of this world. I felt like my whole face was caved in, and the state of me afterwards, I was unrecognizable, and don't get me started on the recovery process. It was long and painful. Hit my pinky toe on the door so hard it became purplish and I couldn't walk properly for like a week. Overdraft checking account. Oh, that's the worst kind of pain, huh? What do you think would be the worst death imaginable? The more I hear about cavers that get stuck, the more I think that's a way to go, and why I will never go caving ever, unless it's in Minecraft. Believed to be in a coma, but coherent through the whole 20-year process until they pull the plug. Oh yeah, that's gotta be terrifying. Like, you must scream but have no voice. For me, being trapped in a small tube or cave, like the ones you have to wiggle through, and getting stuck to where you can't move your arms, and all you can do is wait to die. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. You see, back to caves. Never go into a cave. Being slowly impaled by a growing bamboo. It was a form of torture probably used by the Japanese during World War II against Allied prisoners. I think I vaguely remember learning this in school, and yeah, that's terrifying because bamboo just grows. It doesn't care if there's things on top of it, it'll just go. Go into a coma in your late 20s and wake up at 90 years old before your death by natural causes. Definitely cartel type. Those guys know how to administer the most horrific types of torture. You act like you've never seen a severed human head on a tortoise before. Ah, nice Breaking Bad reference. Radiation poisoning. The fact your chromosomes can be so destroyed, your body basically lost its genetic code and with it the ability to make any new cells. It's literally a dead man walking and you slowly rot away in agony. Shit is so unimaginably f***ed up. When I learned about the demon core and what happened to the guys that messed with that, ooh, rough stuff. Eaten alive by ants. Hopefully, they would go straight to the brain. That will see to the alive thing. Nope, but they would go straight for any easy to access holes. Nose, ears, mouth. Fun, right? You left an important one out. Yeah, because we don't want to talk about that one. What is the title of your life story book? If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
Hope you're tough.
Sorry, I was mocking the spelling correction there because they did you-are and whatever. Not like this. Is this a cautionary tale or is this a pleading like this shouldn't happen? Ew, look at this gross hot mess. I don't know how well that's gonna sell at Barnes & Noble. How to succeed with your goals and achievements. Flips book cover. By realizing you never gave a shit about them. That seems like an interesting book. I'll grab that as a nice little stocking stuffer. My life as a Jenga piece. Are you a Jenga piece or are you a person? Book of bad decisions. Edging closer. I love edging. Okay, but edging towards death or are you just gross? And just like that, we've come to the end of these questions. Thank you all so much for watching. My name's been Brandon and I will see you next time. Bye bye.